You are now listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report, Flash Report.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report, Flash Report. Big ups to the fan. Appreciate y'all being in this live stream, man. Listen, I know being a Pel person, man, it requires some patience, and it really does, man. A lot of the moves we were anticipating happening for the Pelicans haven't exactly happened the way we expected them to happen. It's been a lot of time going on, a lot of back and forth between teams potentially interested in BI, whether it was Sacramento, then we had the ties to Utah, and it just moves on and on and on as the Pelicans did have a decent draft, a B draft, and then the Dejounte Murray trade was big, but nothing really else popping right now in terms of acquisitions to the team. The team's still trying to very much move star Brandon Ingram on to another team, and it just keeps going on. And case in point, let's take a look at this article right here by NBA Central, who's basically just megaphoning the article that was done by Amico Hoops, which is basically saying the Spurs and Hornets are among teams showing interest in Brandon Ingram. Sources have told Hoops Wire that the Spurs and Charlotte Hornets have emerged as potential Ingram suitors, as have the Hawks, who will soon officially move the guard Dejounte Murray to New Orleans. Perhaps that trade could be expanded if the Hawks are truly that interested in Ingram. So indeed, it could be an issue where the Pelicans do eventually move BI to the Hawks. Now, we were thinking, hey, man, this, that, and the third. But we know that these trades don't become official until July the 6th. That's when they become official on the books. That's when we know what all these trades look like. So a lot of the general managers are fastly looking at some of these trades occurring if they can put potential pieces in place to kind of foster something else, like we had heard about the Valanciunas deal. Could be a rumored to be a signing trade from the the Pelicans to the Washington Wizards, and an opportunity to kind of free up some stuff. So a lot of interesting stuff, and we won't know the particulars, like I said, until it happens tomorrow. It becomes official. But anyway, let's kind of move on into the article that we're referencing here, which comes by way of Hoop Hype. And this is what they're saying. Pelicans have put the pedal to the metal in their attempts to trade Brandon Ingram, it seems. Or per Mark Stein of the Stein Line, those efforts have intensified in recent days as the NBA now gets ready for Summer League season. Sources tell Steinline that on Ingram's side, with the reality that the contract extension terms his camp and had hoped for are not forthcoming from the Pelicans, there has likewise been an exploration of trade options, according to Stein. In other words, Ingram appears plenty open to a trade as well. Now, sources have told Hoops Wire that the Spurs and Hornets have emerged as potential Ingram suitors, as have the Hawks, who will soon officially move guard Dejounte Murray to the Pels. Perhaps the trade could be expanded if the Hawks are truly that interested in Ingram. What do they mean by expanded? Who else could the Pels want? Well, Okongwu is a long sought out piece that they talked about, but also the contracts, the money has to make sense for the trade, right? So Stein lists the Sacramento Kings as another team that is in the sweepstakes, but you can basically all but kind of look past that, as this was also something that came out, as the Bulls and Kings are currently in a sign and trade negotiation involving DeMar DeRozan. DeMar is officially moving on from Chicago with no scenario of resigning. Chicago is not willing to take on large salaries in a potential deal, so a third team has to be involved. Sacramento becomes the favorite to land DeMar DeRozan, and it could happen within the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's how we kind of scratch Sacramento out of it. And maybe so, maybe not. Maybe another piece could be moved in there as well. Perhaps there's a Harrison Barnes chip. There was rumored the Pelicans were interested in Harrison Barnes. Could that be a situation as well? But anyway, Ingram averaged just under 21 points, 5.1 rebounds, and just under 6 assists, just under a steal for the Pelicans last season, shooting 49% from the field, 35.5% from downtown, and just about 80% from the foul line. His key carries career averages over 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 4.3 on the assists, etc. Brandon wants to stay here, believes in what we're building. Pelicans head coach, Pelicans head basketball operations guy, David Griffin, told reporters last month. That's meaningful to us. At the same time, there's a financial reality that we all deal with. We're excited about Brandon. We know he's excited about us, but that is quickly turning because, like the article spoke about, there is obviously financials that have to be adjusted here for the family. We're saying, well, maybe we could keep them and so on and so forth. Now you got to move them. I mean, either you move them now or you potentially move them later. But the Pelicans are more interested in moving Brandon Ingram right now, while there's still people out there that really want him. So a lot of teams jumping in this thing. It's not a foregone conclusion right now. It's just another leg of it. And will it happen by this weekend? A lot of people, word on the street is that some people thinking it could happen over the next 2 days. The trade could happen to get BI out of here. We'll see what the Pelicans have up their sleeve moving forward. But man, listen, this has been a long period of time trying to get trade Brandon Ingram. Man, it's very interesting. But anyway, with that being said, man, I'm going to end the flash report with that. Listen, y'all, please feel free to put y'all thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys feel about BI going to any one of these teams. Also, trade ideas. I'm interested in trade ideas. What do you guys think a trade that will be fair to all parties look like? What do you realistically think that it will look like? Put that in the chat below, at the comment section below, and let me know how you feel. With that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. Y'all, please feel free to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and feel free to share the show on your social media feed. If you listen via Twitter or X, give me a retweet. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next one. Much love, and go Pels.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things